Today's discourse is sponsored by beloved Micah, Angel of Unity. There is a way to reconcile division within the world that manifests as all manner of dissension and the misappropriation of energies, as the infighting between peoples within nations and among nations, a sense of being against or anti anything. When we enter the unity field of God's beingness within our own divine presence, there is no division or internal strife. And if we desire to help the world to reconcile its differences, and for there to be peace, tranquility, harmony, understanding, and true brother-sisterhood across the globe, this work of inner unification must continue within us first. In order for everything within us to be reconciled, if we are divided within ourselves by giving attention to the not self, the little me, that which is unreal, and not fully bathed and basking in the light of God, then how can we in any way attempt to help the planet to reconcile its differences and for peoples to be in that mode of understanding, coming to the table to develop a cosmic pact of light and to come into harmony and balance? If there are elements within us that are yet tugging at us to be resolved, transmuted, and fully dissolved into light, then we must address them, deal with them consciously, and participate in the higher alchemy of self-transformation, of inner resolution, in a way that utilizes divine psychology through the study of our own soul and through the overshining presence of the oversoul of our true God presence. As we commune with the saints divine, ascended beings who will assist us in this process, I believe that if we truly look deeply within ourselves, we will find elements that are yet disparate in their relationship with one another. Lo and behold, if we truly look for that substance, we will find it. Because we are human, and because we are still in this process of sublimation, where matter becomes spiritualized, and there is the materialization of spirit within us. as above, so below. Yes, we can find these elements if we truly look deeply. For every time that we observe something outside that we do not like, anytime we rail at what others are doing, friends, family, enemies, the government, politics, etc., there is within us that which is not magnetized to the lodestone of our pure being. These little iron filings that are still attached to something else than the divine. And as they are demagnetized from the not-self and repolarized into pure light, they actually give us more energy and God power to perform alchemy and to substantiate that which heaven is authenticating within us of our true nature in this process of spiritual sublimation. As we look at alchemy itself, we know that fire is required in the laboratory of our being and on the altar. Where that fire is there as a sacred element that consumes darkness, that purifies the dross, and that helps us to release those substances which have accumulated within our electronic belt that we at times shy away from and hide our vision from because sometimes they're not very pleasant to look at. If we truly desire a state of perfection, living in beingness, we will unify all within ourselves, within God. We will concentrate, we will focus, we will intensify our gaze upon the divine, our words upon what is real, our hearts upon the purest and most rich and sublime in divine love, in order that we may be whole. And in that wholeness, as we are whole, we behold God within ourselves and others. If we have a mentality, which is a mental state, that there are things amiss all around us and we are perfect, we have lost the battle because we have not given ourselves opportunity by taking responsibility to continue the sacred work of self-transmutation and the revitalizing within us of all that is already there as God's light that is pure and holy and undefiled. We already have the lodestone of perfection within. It's a matter of focus, to bring it into focus and the highest proximity to our mind, our heart, our being, so that it can demagnetize from us those substances, the dust of the ages that is accumulated around our true self and given energy to the not-self. If we release something every day and are involved in this process, of self-transformation, and we make the effort to go within and to release, actually to extract or allow the angels to extract these untoward conditions and vibrations and repolarize them on our behalf, then we will make the progress that is essential for us to truly fulfill our purpose, our divine plan, our holy mission. If there is too much focus on the outer world, the conditions that are transpiring, and the divisions within the world, then we may not have the energy required to resolve within ourselves what requires resolution. Because where we place our attention, there our energy goes. Therefore, if it's always streaming out to try to resolve situations between other people in a dialectic that is manifesting as division in the world, then that's where the energy will reside, in a quasi-world, because we cannot control all of the outer forces or events of the world from our human standpoint. What we can control, what we can master, is ourself. Know thyself. And in that knowing, there is God power and the blessing to all life that may manifest. I do a fair amount of reading and observation of what is transpiring in the political world in order that I may simply be observant and knowledgeable and understanding of what is transpiring. And yet I have to be careful that I'm not judging or assessing from one vantage point only, from my own conditioning of my past, of what I may feel emotionally or mentally about what is transpiring, because I know that I do not know humanly the whole picture. I cannot know the entire truth from what one particular media outlet is providing, because it is all colored. Therefore, even as I observe what is transpiring, I have to go within, look at myself, and see where there are elements unresolved within me that require focus, attention, and then purification, transmutation. By drawing forth from the magnet of the lodestone of our true reality, our God presence, the light energies from our source, and focusing them on a particular or toward a particular goal, a spiritual work, or a holy purpose, we allow this divine alchemy to manifest in all its glory. And in a type of spiritual restraint, we are released from the attachments to the outer world with all their suffering that Gautama Buddha spoke of. Because these attachments are what keep us bound to this plane. Suffering in our physical body, in our emotional body, in our mental body. The devotions through the singing that we just engaged in for over an hour helped to repolarize us into the pure stream of God's glory, God's grace, God's love. as we opened our hearts and sang with all of our being these songs of devotion and praise, an action of transmutation occurred. If you were truly engaged and you were in your presence, in your heart, using your third eye, using your divine mind, and feeling the devotion, the fire, and the saving grace that was flowing through your chakras. These sessions where we sing our prayers are powerful because our hearts are engaged. Through our eyes upturned to the divine, our minds true to the words that we are singing, and our beings living in the integrity of those words as we enumerate them through our voices. Yes, Micah, at our command, according to the authority of God's will, can move in many realms and dimensional planes within the world to bring people to the table to resolve conflict. Yet the greater work of us as initiates is always, even as this is occurring, to continue the work internally for that unity field to be glowing and demonstrative of our true self. And it is a powerful and divine thing when this manifests, because our auras are charged, our light increases. And as the Master Omram shared in today's daily meditation, we have then the light energy to affect the world and the planet as a whole through our consciousness, one with the sun. So even as at times we are attentive to what is transpiring in the world, maintain a certain focus within so that you don't lose this lodestone of consciousness focused upon reality and what is important within you that is transpiring in this alchemy of God within your heart. This is Micah's message for today, and something we can remind ourselves of when at times we observe situations on the planet that are problematic or bring us distress, anxiety, and tug upon our hearts, our emotions, our minds. Thank you.